I am live. I am live. I am live. I am live. Oh, no, that's okay. I just wanted to know if we got them.
Okay.
Because they need to be on this table.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
It makes sense. Let me straighten my crown right here. My glasses. Lord knows I wouldn't be able to see anything if I didn't have my glasses on. Hello, hello, hello. I am 𝗙𝗃𝗁𝗿 at Not Your Mama's Quilt Store. And this is our What's New Wednesday, which we do every week at 1 o'clock or, I don't know, 1:05, 1:06, something like that. Depends. I was headed for 1 o'clock and then I got a little distracted and then I realized, oh dear, it's 1:05. Let me start now. So thank you for joining us today. So happy to have you. I have some fun things to show you today, some fun classes to tell you because we've been adding classes. Leo, hello, hello. I saw you're gorgeous. You did such a great job on your wonky Dresden house pattern. That came out so cute. He took a wonky Dresden neighborhood class last week and he did a Halloween wonky Dresden and it came out so cute. He sent a picture to us. I love getting pictures like that. Came out so cute, which reminds me we need to post it on our Facebook page. I got to remember to do that because he sent it to us and I definitely want to put it on our Facebook page. It came out so cute. So thank you, thank you. And yes, I have another one coming up. As a matter of fact, we had an employee sew night last night, and I was teaching them how to do it, which gave me an opportunity to start working on a new one that's going to be Christmas. So that will be the next one I have coming up. And you don't have to, when you take a class with us, you don't have to use the same fabrics. In this case, the first one that's hanging up as a sample here is a Christmas one. You don't have to do it as a Christmas one. You can do anything you want. The next one I'll have hanging up is a Christmas one. Do you have to do it Christmas? No, you can do anything you want. It's just that's what I did because it's a sample in the store and it kind of hits home a little bit. So yes, I'm very excited. Thank you. And there's Barbara checking in with us. Hello, Barbara. How are you? So happy to see you. So we've got some fun things to show you today. I have two new fabric lines that are delicious. I love both of these designers. They just speak to my heart. Okay, I love them. And the fabrics are absolutely stunning. So if you like them, I'll tell you to hop on in soon because they're 10-yard bolts, which means they sell really fast. Normally a bolt is 15 yards, but occasionally we get them in as 10 yards. And they're really, really beautiful. So I heard one customer telling another customer yesterday, if you see something you like at this store, you better grab it fast because you can come in 2 days later and it will be gone. And I'm like, yes, you're right. I tell people that all the time, but they think I'm doing a high pressure sales. And I'm not. It really is gone. And a minute ago, one of my other employees said something about a particular one, a particular fabric, and I said, shh, 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 shh. Don't say that. Don't say that because it'll wipe out today. Don't say it. Don't put the mojo on it yet. I don't want it to be wiped out in one day. So yeah, I'm going to show them to you. I think you're going to fall in love with them. First, let me tell you some fun things. Good. I have 4 quilts need quilting. Okay, Barbara. Bring them in. I think we might have a limit of dropping off 3 at a time just because we get bogged down. If you're dropping off quilts for the Christmas season, they need to be in by October 1st. That's our cutoff. After October 1st or the end of September, we can't promise they'll be back in time for Christmas. We'll try our best, but we cannot promise because we've got a stack of them back there. So anything you have that are coming in, go ahead and get it in, especially if you're trying to do it for Christmas. And I would even say if you have January graduations, because I know that's a thing for some of the colleges to have January graduations. I think it's January. You need to get your stuff in because January graduations run right up there with Christmas. They just kind of all blend together. So you can't bring it in November and say I need it by January, because that's boom. That's Christmas for us, okay? So it's the same date. So yeah, I'm itchy. I don't know why I'm itchy. So anyhow, so happy to have you join us today. Let me tell you what classes we have coming up. Some really fun ones. And I was adding some last week. And I know Debbie was adding some this week. So, and last week. So we've got some new ones to tell you about. First off, if you haven't done Quilting 2.0, and that is half square triangles, that is a class that I have one spot still open for it. It's going to be next Friday. Oh no, this Friday. This Friday from 10:30 to 5. Now, that is assuming you've already done Quilting 1.0 and that you know how to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance, which is important. So you know the basics of quilting, and maybe you've even made a few quilts. But this is learning half square triangles. And with the half square triangles, we teach you to work with a block lock ruler, which is like the game changer for this, right? It is absolutely fabulous to work with. Yes, it's another ruler, but it's one that's right up there with how did I ever live without it? It's in that category. So we've got that one. And then Bonnie is teaching on Saturday an Improv 2.1, which is the successor to the 1.0, a super, super fun class. If you've taken the Intro to Improv, then Improv 2.0 is the next one you want to take. It's really fun. And this Saturday, I will be hosting demo day here at the store, and we are talking about the company guidelines for quilters. They have some fabulous products out here. A finger guard, okay? Finger guards for rulers. So when you're cutting, you don't cut your fingers. Maybe I should introduce that to my staff. Maybe I should make them sit through the demo. Grip strips for your ruler so that ruler doesn't slide around. I love it. 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay. Do you think you're sewing a perfect 1/4 inch seam allowance until you go to match up points or make a medallion? Because we were doing that last night. Make a wonky Dresden, and they're made with the Dresden ruler, and then you find out it doesn't lay flat. We had that happen a couple of times last night. That's because you have to have a perfect 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to show you how to use this. Another no-brainer. Very cool. Do you ever need a square corner like this where it's just a right angle corner, but you don't have that ruler? You've got 2 short rulers, but you want to make it one big square one that's connected. Let me show you how to do that. We've got some great tools. I'm not going to show it all to you right now because you got to come in on Saturday and see it. And on Saturday, there will also be a sale with these. So you want to come in. That's our demo day coming up for this Saturday, 10:30 to 4:30, or until I just get tired. No. I stay here till 4:30 usually until it absolutely dies. But we will have that coming up. And if you're interested in buying any of the products, don't get here late, because all my customers that want in on whatever I'm selling, they know to be here at 10:30. They are right on time, and they get first dibs because they're here, right? Now, I ordered more product, which will probably come in on Monday. I ordered it on Sunday or Monday, which means it should have been here on Friday, but it doesn't even look like it's been shipped yet. So I'm kind of annoyed about that. I'll be making phone calls in a little while. But that shouldn't stop you from coming out to see how these things work. So that's coming out that's going to be happening this coming Saturday. We have the So Jolly Santa pillow, and I think the Spellbound Witch Hat, isn't that sold out?
We have a second class that's sold out.
Okay. So if you saw the Christmas Witch Hat, It is so cute. So cute. And that class is coming up next week. It's going to be on Thursday, October 2nd. I know there's still some spots in there. Very fun and very cute. And that's taught by Kelly Robertson, who works here at the store, one of the most patient people I've ever met in my life. So she is going to be teaching that fun one. The So Jolly Santa pillow, which I showed you all last week, but you'll be able to also see it because I bet you Debbie's going to put a picture up there in just a minute. Hey, Libby, how are you? Glad to see you popped in. Thank you so much. So, yes, we will have that class coming up. And then the Posh Santa Quick Curve Ruler. The Posh Santa Quick Curve Ruler. No, the Posh Santa Pattern using the Quick Curve Ruler is so much fun to make. And if you want to know what the Quick Curve Ruler is, that's by a company called So Kind of Wonderful. And they have patterns like this fun pumpkin quilt that's right behind us right here. The ladies got together this past Sunday and they made this. I couldn't come. I was busy with something else. But that was made by several different employees and put all together, and it came together. And how cute is that? That is darling. So, you know what I was even thinking? You could almost make it watermelons. You make them green, I think, or apples. I mean, I think there's a couple of other things you can do, and watermelons have a stem. It would still maybe look like a pumpkin, but maybe not. Maybe they just look like berries. It's okay. I love it. I think it is so cute. So using a quick curve ruler, a mini ruler, is what you do to make that. And that's also going to be done for the Santa. Oh, I can't show it to you. It's hanging up on our wall. And that looks like the mini quick curve ruler also. And if you've ever been intimidated on sewing curves, you need to do this class. It is not hard to do. It's easy to do once you have the instructor in front of you, showing you how to do it, walking you through it step by step. You get stuck, you have somebody right there you can ask. That's the greatness of taking a class in person. Yes, you can find it on YouTube. Yes, that's a thing. I know it. But it's so much easier when you can ask somebody, like you're sitting right in front of them and you're, excuse me, teacher, I have a question. And you can ask them and they can help you, right? Plus, it's fun to sew with a bunch of other people. So we've got that coming up. The Quilt As You Go class will be coming up in October. These are already October classes because can you believe next week is going to be October? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. It is. So the Quilt As You Go class, that's coming up. And we will have that on Thursday. Then the D-Stash Blast. We've talked about that before. You want to make a point to come out here on that Saturday, October 18th, because there are going to be a bunch of different tables set up with stuff to sell. It is so much fun. We have fun hosting it. We have fun shopping it. We have fun having people come in and showing us what they bought. I mean, it is just fun for everybody. So you need to think about coming in. We also have another beginner quilting class coming up late October on the 23rd. So if you are watching and you really want to brush up on your skills, come and take that beginner quilt class. That's a fun one to learn how to do. Oh, no, it's a 3.1. I'm sorry. That's the beginner quilt class 3.1. I'm sorry. That is going to be doing flying geese. And again, if you want to brush up on your skill, come and take that. We show you how not to cut off points. You don't cut off those goose tails in your flying geese, the goose wings. I have, let me see what else we have. We have a new class that is so stinking cute. Angels. It is so cute. So we're calling it Not Your Mama's Angel class. we're teaching one block. This is actually a quilt, and you can make them. It is so cute. You can make all these little angels, and it becomes a whole quilt. We're teaching one block, and one block will show you all these little different samples. You pick out which sample you want to make. And Jen is going to be teaching this one, and she's going to show you how to change it up. It's easy. Is it a hard class? Nope, not at all. It's a fun, quick, easy class. And again, it's just fun to do it with friends. Plus, they're darling. They're little wall hangings. They come out about, what, 12 by 18 inches or so. Yeah, they're about, yeah, maybe a little bit bigger, 24 inches by about this big, 15 inches, maybe something like that. So you can use them as one, a little wall hanging. You can make a birthday angel. Oh my God. Or you can make a Thanksgiving or Halloween, a harvest one. That's a Christmas one right there. So many cute things. So that is a little class coming up that I want to take it because it looks so stinking cute to do. The next thing, let's see. There it is. I knew I saw Beginner Quilting 101. That's coming up November 8th. Will be the next class coming up with that. And then the Wonky Dresden, we have another class coming up for that, November 13th. Let's see. And then the Blue Onion class. These are November classes. Blue Onion and guess what? Custom sneakers. You'll get them just in time to do Christmas. How cute will that be? And I got some great little Christmas prints that have small prints on them. So if you wanted to make tennis shoes out of them. So cute. So yes, that would be a fun class. So those are some of the fun things I have coming up. I'm looking at our comments, and Barbara says, absolutely adorable. They are adorable, those angels, aren't they? I love them. Can't wait to get them quilted. They're going to be so much fun. So I hope we see you at some of the classes. I teach a lot of them. Jen teaches, Christina teaches, Kelly teaches. Of course, we always have Bonnie here, and we always have Jenny Miller. I mean, all our teachers are awesome teachers. They're really just so much fun to be around and to learn from. To learn, that's a fun thing. So let me show you one of our newest fabric lines that just came in. Both of these fabric lines I'm going to show you today are from Free Spirit, and Free Spirit has been in the business. They're actually 𝗏𝗃, which is what the parent company is, for about 90 years. So they've been around a long time as 𝗏𝗃, and this is one of their divisions. They have many names, many companies underneath the 𝗏𝗃 name. Free Spirit is one of them. They're known, Free Spirit is known for just their very artistic prints, new designers, new people that are not normally fabric designers or quilters. So they pick up a lot of really fun designers. The first one I want to show you is from Denise Burkitt. So Denise Burkitt has been with 𝗏𝗃 for a while, for Free Spirit for a while. Yes, I've carried her stuff because I absolutely love it. And I have to stop myself from buying her fabric every single time because I love it. And I haven't even made the one that she introduced about 5 years ago. Oh gosh, it's even been longer, maybe 8 years ago. Her first fabric line. And I had to buy everything. I ordered it, and then it sold out so fast that then I had to buy it from a quilt store in Waco, which is not that weird because, yes, I spread my money around, okay, with all the other quilt stores. So I had to buy it from another quilt store in Waco, and I bought everything I needed. And have I made it yet? No, but it's in its assigned little box with its assigned pattern and the assigned thread that goes with it, because I try to buy everything at once so I can put it in the little box, and I will get to it one time, one day. But right now, I want to show you some of her new stuff. So her new product line, I'm going to switch cameras here so I can show you. Her new line is called After the Rain. Let me move this up a little bit. and turn it. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Yeah. So her new fabric line is called After the Rain, and she did this one in dark purples and greens that are absolutely stunning. They look like painting. It looks like a painting. You can almost see the brush strokes on here. Now I'm whistling through my teeth. Nice. You can see the brush strokes through here, and it comes together so easily because you're using big pieces. This is the little piecing you're doing, and it's not that little. So this is her free pattern called After the Rain Quilt, and it's the same name as the fabric line. She also has two previous fabric lines. One of them is featuring stillness in nature, but this pattern is absolutely gorgeous, and you can see that it can also be applied to these fabrics because it's using big pieces plus using this right here. What is it? Flying geese. So both of those are really nice. And then here is another one featuring Art Excursion, one of her other fabric lines. Absolutely beautiful. You can apply all these patterns to whatever she has new because she designs them so you can see these big gorgeous prints. Now one of the other ones, and these are all free patterns. We have them all on we'll be putting them on our website, or you can go to Free Spirit, type in Denise Burkitt, and type in free projects, and her patterns will come up. This is called Morocco Runner. I will be getting this pattern in the store probably late next week, and this one is a for sale pattern. Really, really pretty. A table runner that is 28 by 62 inches, so it's a really big one, and it really is pretty. Kind of gives you that hidden 9-patch. What is that class we call? Blooming 9-patch look. It kind of has that look going on with it where you don't really see all the different half square triangles until you start working on it, and you're like, oh, look at that. It comes together so pretty. Let me tell me, Tisha, like, quit talking already and show me some stuff. So remember I told you she has bold, beautiful prints. This is one of them, okay? And I say one of them because I have this print also in an oversized print. So this is her small one right here. Beautiful, beautiful, dark, dark, dark green right here. You've got shades of green, shades of purple, and then that pop of turquoise blue in there. So, so pretty. It's not any kind of particular flower so much as it is just being able to spread the color around and get such a nice balance. It's so pretty, just really makes you want to make something that shows off that whole print. Take that and you can combine it. You think it won't match, you think it won't, but look at it with this. You now have, and it's not batik, these are not batiks. You now have this one that is a lighter purple, that lavender that's light, with those green pieces right there. Look how gorgeous that is. I thought those were little bees when I first saw them, but they're not. They are leaves, just different shading of leaves. Let's look at a beautiful, here is a soft purple, and it's got some pink in there. Can you see that gorgeous pink? So you can see these colors. And you know what? I'm going to move this one to the front because it's dark, so it's blending in with my background with that matte. But look at that gorgeous purple. Now, with this pink right here, that makes this pop a little more pink. And you have the darker purple right there, which is now hitting these colors right here and making that show off more as a purple and not so much like a pink. I love how the colors play with it, with that. So when you've got a lighter purple, we want to bring out a darker one also. And again, this just has so much beautiful movement in it, back and forth, back and forth. And it's a dark purple, dark eggplant right there. And you've got these different hues. You've got from a light purple to medium purples in there and the dark purples right here. It kind of looks like it has been painted on there as like watercolor and let it drip, let it fall over to the side when you look at it, kind of like that. I absolutely love it. And the cotton feels really, really nice. The 100% quilter's weight cotton, it feels really nice. One thing I do like about her selvages, she puts a name on it on there. And you know me, I save my selvages, so it's always fun to see them. I was trying to see if she had the colors on there, but no, I don't see the colors after the rain. I bet it's on one of them. I just haven't come across it because I love the selvages. One day I'm going to make something with that too. One day I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and this and that, and this and that. Do I sound like anybody else? Hey, I'm feeling pretty happy because I finished something last week. I finally finished my foundation paper piece, hummingbird. I finally finished that one, and it's actually hanging up on the wall, so I get kudos for that. Now we're going to start to venture into another color, and that's going to be the purples with oranges and dark blues. Again, you think it's not going to match, right? Like you kind of go, I don't know about that. But look how this beautifully starts to work with this right there. You've got these dark golds right there, which is making this right here pop. So pretty. You've got these golds like this more orange, which is starting to pop some of these colors right here. You can't see it too much from there, but it looks so, so pretty. Then you have a mixture of colors going on right here and right here, which is working with all of this right here. So you've got some beautiful colorways going in right there, which is going to bring in a whole different colorway. Are y'all loving this as much as I do? Because I think it is gorgeous. Look at this orange, how beautiful. They look like rosettes, kind of. They look like little rosettes. They are so pretty. Now can you see how this starts to come together with this pattern right here, how it all starts to work? Look at this one. Look at those. See, she's got the big prints and the big blocks. Look at this. Using a little bit. You see how it all starts to work together? You think it won't, but oh my gosh, when you look at it and start playing with it, it is just stunning. So let's lean a little bit more into the oranges, but bring in another color also. So we have these oranges with the turquoise over here, the dark teal, the dark greens, the browns, which are working right here. That beautiful dark brown. Then you have a dark green. These are teal. These are leaning more towards a pine color. You've got that dark eggplant right there. And then, of course, you've got your pinks and reds right out here. Let me scoot over. You can't see my finger when I'm pointing at. The pinks and reds right there. So now we've got that green. Let's pull this into it. You can see the brush strokes on this. Look how beautiful that is. You can see those brush strokes. This is just, I love it. It's art fabric. This is some of that fabric that I could never cut up. I'd want to keep it forever. Look at that. It looks like finger painting. It has so much movement, but I love the dark and the light and the different shades of green right there, from really, really dark to like a pine green, and then you get into the chartreuse kind of green right here, all on the same thing. Pulling that in, I always love a good stripe. I love it. And you know what else I love? I love it when they're not perfectly straight, because then I don't have to worry about sewing perfectly straight seams if it's not perfectly straight. right there. I love that. Love this green right here. Look how all of this is just playing so well together. And I mean, you can take these and move them around. You don't have to put them in that order. Look how beautiful it looks with that big print right there. Look how pretty it looks with the purple. Are y'all loving this as much as I do? Look at this one with those greens, and that chartreuse now color pops out right here. Then I have one more that comes in.
You're welcome to just throw them on the table after you pull them out because they're hard to come back at.
Look at this. Ooh. Again, these aren't batiks. They look like batiks, but they're not. Look at these gorgeous things. This kind of looks like, remember when you were a kid and you did crafts and you would find a flower and put it between two pieces of paper and then hit it with a ruler, hit it with a hammer, and the color would bleed onto the paper? Remember you would do that as a kid? Or we used to do it, we had a driveway and we used to do it on the driveway as kids. We would put the flowers on the driveway and put a paper on it and hit them. And then our driveway would have all the little flower colors on there because it washed off, so nobody was angry about it. But like nobody, like my parents, they didn't care. They were fine with us playing. As long as we were outside playing, they didn't care what we were doing, as long as the house didn't burn down. But look how gorgeous that is. So you have some really, really beautiful prints in here in this line that just gives so much beautiful movement. Dare I say sexy colors? Because that's what it is. I think these colors are just deliciously sexy. Like, I just want to run my hands all over them. They're gorgeous. Now, for the really big print I was telling you about, step with me over here to the other camera for a moment. Look how big this print is. I'm going to open it up just like this. How gorgeous is that? So this one is the same print as this one. Oops, hit my face. It's the same print as this one, but this is the larger scale. See, you can see the scale difference right there. This is the larger scale. Up, up, up. This is the smaller scale. Beautiful, both of them, just as gorgeous. I look down at the camera at the computer so I can make sure I'm getting the whole picture. Then I forget to look back up at you all. So look how gorgeous that big print is. I'm going to turn it around a little bit. I'm not so good this way. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Now you can see this is the big print that gets used right here on this pattern. See this big giant print? That's what that big print is. And you see these smaller prints right here? Then that comes with, where's that stripe one? Here's a stripe one. Here's the purple. Then this one in here. A little bit of this. I mean, it pulls everything in. And even when you look at some of these other ones, you can do those flying geese that are right there in all the different colors and patterns. But your big print right here, see those big giant prints? Look at this. How beautiful. These are gorgeous enough to be whole cloth quilts, just like that, because the prints are so big. You don't want to cut up something that's really big like that into little tiny pieces. You want to show it in all its glory. You do. Okay. Did you enjoy that? Let me see what else I can show you, because I do have another pattern that I can show you. So this is a new fabric line by an architect in New York. His name is Reue. Is it Reue? Hold on. Yes, Reue. I wrote it down. Now I don't see it. Bah, it's gone. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it is Reue. This line is called Kaleidoscope, and he is an architect in New York. He has his own firm, gotten many awards. This is his third line with Free Spirit. He went to a free quilt show with his sister one time at the library in Victoria, Texas. Imagine that. And he was so impressed with the different designs of quilts and the fabrics and just everything, the potential, right? Everything that could be done, the potential of everything, that he went home and started playing. He bought his first sewing machine when he got back to New York, started playing around and started designing. So he is also with Free Spirit. This particular fabric line is called Kaleidoscope, and that's because of prints like this right here. It looks like the kaleidoscope that you used to play with when you were a kid. It looks like a batik again, kind of coming up with that watercolory batik look, but it is not. It's 100% cotton. Beautiful, bright colors. Right up there in the artist division with Miss Denise Burkitt and Marcia Dursey and Anna Maria Horner. And I mean, just that vibrancy in that print is absolutely stunning. You've got this one in a kaleidoscope design. You've got a darker one right there. How gorgeous is that? I'm going to show them to you kind of how they are laid out with the kaleidoscope images. Look at that. You know what this would be really cool as also? A shirt, particularly a man's shirt. I think they would be really neat. Or you could do a simple man's shirt, like something like, say, this print right here, but then the sleeves pop up and this is, you know, underneath the cuffs right here or on the collars, then really give it some shock value like this. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Will I make my husband one? No, I won't. And you know why? Because the times that I have told him I would make him something, he goes, no thanks. I don't like homemade stuff. Yeah, that's what my husband said. I think his mom gave him too many homemade things that now he wants to buy everything. You know how some people are like that? So I said, fine. One day I knitted him a hat and he wears it reluctantly when I go, how come you don't ever wear the knit hat? Now I know we only get winter a little bit here. But I was like, how come you never wear your knit hat? So he'll wear it reluctantly, and then he'll say, look, I'm wearing your hat, and then it disappears again. It conveniently disappears again. So, and I'm a good seamstress. I make nice clothes, but he won't wear mine. Y'all can tease him for that. That's okay. Y'all go ahead. He says he will, but he won't. I know from experience. Back to my kaleidoscope images. Here's another kaleidoscope print. How pretty is that? Now, I would wear a shirt like this because I think it is just so fun. Look at this one. How fun. I've got one more big print. It's a kaleidoscope, right? So these are like the main focal prints that are going to have a lot of activity going on with it, lots of movement, lots of color in there, a little bit of all the colors in there. It's not going to lean one way or the other. This is going to be the one kind of what I would say your main focal fabric, right? Then we can come in with your fillers, and you have a gorgeous smaller kaleidoscope right there in your blues. You've got, this is a filler right here. And then here's another kaleidoscope. This one's a little bit harder to see because here's your section and it spreads out like that, but it doesn't have the definition of something like this. You see that one? You can really tell where it's a kaleidoscope. It doesn't have quite that much definition. So another blue kind of greenish thing going on with it there. Here is, oh look, I'm sorry, I found another big kaleidoscope in a dark blue. Oh, that's pretty. Dark blues right there. Look how pretty that is. That's a dark purplish blue, like an indigo. That's really pretty. I didn't see that one before. So I've got that one right there. And then some more of these blenders in here. Let's hop on over to a green. These are kind of the ones that pull it all together, right? That's what a blender means. It blends in with all the different prints and it kind of pulls it together, and it gives your eye somewhere to rest because it's a tone on tone. They kind of all lean the same color. So you don't have as much busyness as this that has a lot of different colors going on, or this, but they still work really well because look how pretty this green looks with this. And I'm sorry, I think pink should be a basic color, like one of the generic colors you can wear with everything. I think that about a lot of stuff, a lot of them. But you've got this green right here, and then these little tiny, like, I don't know, they look like little scales maybe. Oh no, my battery's getting low. We're gonna try this. That was fast. Okay, so on my phone, I don't know how it happened that fast. I'm almost done. I'll be okay, I think. So this looks like little scales in the pinks and yellows, but then I have little tiny pops of green right there. You can barely see them. And red. You can see the red right in here. Maybe. You might not be able to see it on the camera. It looks like it's coming off. There we go. If I look at it a little closer, you can see the green and the red in there. So super pretty, which, look at it. Here's the same print, different colorway, but shades of green. Same little scale print. Then I have this one. This is dark golds with the purples, dark plum, not plum. That's a dark eggplant, a dark grape color. I love that. That would be really pretty for some foundation, no, English paper piecing right there. Then kind of the same print as this right here. Not exactly the same, but kind of the same. And you've got that, ooh, it looks like electric going out, but look how pretty that is. That blue with a lime green, a real soft little minty lime green. I would say a mint green. I'm going to change my words. I'm going to call it a mint green. So pretty. And then the last one, again, just kind of these little movements like this that have that paint going top to bottom. Like if I would, it looks like it drips down a little bit. Looks like glass with paint on it, with the different shades of gold, green, purple, pink. Love this. I'm kind of wondering how it would go with one of these prints right here, because you've got a lot of shared prints. Okay, I don't know about you. I love that. Yep, I love that. I don't know how you feel. Ooh. I love that. That's so pretty. You know what else I think would look good? Look at this one. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. I can just sit here and play with all of this now. I like that. Oh, look at that one. I can have too much fun. Okay, I digress. I got to get back on task because my phone's going to go dead. So I have these prints right here. Again, this is Kaleidoscope by Billy Reue. He's a designer for Free Spirit, and we have this in store now. What would I do with this? Okay, again, this is a print that has to show off, right? But it has to have a great palette to show off. Something that's not just a boring 4-patch all the way across. It has to have something that's exciting, like burst, First is a beautiful quilt that is a paper piecing, foundation paper piecing. Not hard to do. Foundation paper piecing is a lot of fun to do. It's by 𝗬𝗏𝗁𝗍𝗔. 𝗬𝗏𝗁𝗍𝗔 is by Tammy Silvers. 𝗬𝗏𝗁𝗍𝗔, I don't remember how she came up with her name. And this has two different sizes, a 50 by 50 or a 55 by 66. So it's big and bigger. And look, you can kind of get two different looks all together. This would be gorgeous with that big print that I showed you, or with something like this big print, right? And the smaller one, this makes me want to go home and sew right now. The smaller one with these prints right here, this is where you can really come in and pull something like that to make it just bounce. I love that. Another one that I would use this fabric with is Florence. This is one by 𝗲𝗏𝘅. And I like this one to make it because it's a good size. It's a 60 by 80. It takes 12 fat quarters, and you're keeping your pieces big. So you have some big prints right here, and then you can cut them up smaller. They get a little bit smaller right here, and you're making them as sets, turning them one side and then the other side upside down. So you know, when I have a print I really love, I don't want to cut it up really small. And this would work really well. I would probably go with a dark background because it would make all these fabrics just pop off of the page. Or maybe if I did a background, let's say like in a hot pink right here, or maybe a really hot green like that. But I would go with a dark background. Light background works also. I would do this one. And another pattern that I think is easy but fun. It is a 𝗲𝗏𝘅 running dough, which is a division of 𝗲𝗏𝘅. She designs for 𝗲𝗏𝘅. This is called Crossroads. It's also fat quarters. It's 14 fat quarters, and it's going to measure 60 by 75. So it's a nice size. You've got your 4 patches going on right here, which is nice because you're getting to see all these gorgeous fabrics. But then right here where these solids are, that's where I would use my solid pop of color, like something that just goes bam. I want to stand out and be seen. I want to dance with somebody. I don't know the rest of the words. That's all I know. Or something like that. Okay. Or one like this. This is where I would pull these colors out in this right here. These 3 patterns I showed you, they're easy, they're doable, they're fun, and they're going to show off the fabrics, which is always important to me. I don't like to get a big, gorgeous, artsy print and then have to cut it down into little pieces because you lose it. You lose it if you're cutting it into pieces like that. Oh, then you're so like, oh, I want to see all the gorgeous stuff. So I'm going to put this back right here. And then I'm going to hop over to my other computer. My computer, and get off my phone. Doop, 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 doop. There we are. She already did it. So I hope you enjoyed everything I showed you. I don't think I had any questions because Debbie would have told me if I did, I feel like. Right, Debbie? Yes, she says yes. Julia says, wow, beauty and versatility of that fabric. I know. It is gorgeous. Oh, and Barbara says her husband told her the same thing. I assume about making clothes for him, which I don't offer to do. It's not like I tell him he has to wear them or anything, but I'm not going to put all the effort into it to get him to tailor them because I know how to tailor them and put the fun cuffs and all. And I'm not going to do all that if he's not going to wear it. Okay, it's not going to happen. You can tell him I said that. Tell my husband, not Barbara's husband. He's a doll. Her husband is. Mine is too. We're just talking about 2 different guys here. So thank you so much for joining me today. I am 𝗙𝗃𝗁𝗿𝗀 at Not Your Mama's Quilt Store in Plano, Texas. This is our Wednesday, What's New Wednesday, that we do every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And I am so glad you joined us. I hope we'll see you next week, but I hope we get to see you this Saturday for our demo day, for our making cutting and rulers easier to work with. And if you love this fabric, I hope you have a chance to come in. If you live far, far, far away in another land, somewhere far away, you know what you can do? Shop 24/7 in your pajamas with a cocktail, because we have everything I showed you online on our website. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Bye.